Shalom. Shalom, everyone. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for dropping by and checking out my channel. I want to give my top 3 books for anybody who's starting out to study the Torah. And my first pick is the Chumash, the Stone Edition. This was the first book that gave me the proper understanding of how to read God's commandments and learning about them, and everything was just everything in this Chumash is very easy to understand. I'm very blessed to have it. I still read it to this day. I'll read it every day. And if you really want to better understand it, it's better to invest in this book first. You have the English scriptures here, and then you have the Hebrew scriptures down here, and then you have the commentary. Everything you read in the scriptures, the commentary will explain it to you. It will explain to you what you're reading, and it's very easy to understand. Very easy to understand. You have the parshas. This is how you study the Torah. You observe. Once you observe the commandments, it's like you're keeping them, because each commandment you read, it always have like that specific meaning for you to understand better and how you could apply it to your life, or it can have a spiritual message. So it's amazing. It's an amazing book to have. And if you go into the back of the appendix, you have the charts, the illustration, and the maps. So it helps you understand the offerings, the carbon-nose. I love reading this. This is just amazing. It's an amazing book to have. It just breaks down everything to you. Instead of trying to get the picture in your mind, they give you the picture right here. These are all the feast days, which I'll make a separate video on. So this is the Chumash, the Stone Edition. I got this off artscroll.com. I'll put the link down in the description. Second, we all need to have a Tanakh. This has all the way up to 2nd Chronicles, and it has the Hebrew scripture as well, alongside with the English translation and the commentary in the bottom. I definitely use this Tanakh whenever I come across something in the Chumash that tells me to go to any book that's in the Tanakh. I'll pull up the Tanakh and I'll look up the verse, so that way I can get a better understanding of what that passage means in the Torah. So it's good to own a Tanakh. It's definitely good to decipher the Hebrew text too. It took me a while till I started learning from somebody how to read the Hebrew text. Still learning. It's difficult, but you know, everybody have to learn sometime, right? So I'm very blessed to have this book. And if you want to broaden your understanding even more, I highly suggest you get a Rashi. This is one of 5. This is Devarim. They have a 5-book set that you can get off artscroll.com for like maybe $125. Rashi is one of the greatest sages that the Jewish people really study on, along with Rambam and the Horakaim. And the commentary in Rashi is amazing. You have the English scriptures up here, then you got the Hebrew scriptures to the right, and then you got the commentary down here in the middle. So this is definitely a wonderful book to own to get you started. Once you get a better understanding when you read the Chumash and the Tanakh, you could take your understanding to the next level by owning a Rashi. I highly suggest you own a Rashi. These was my first 3 books that I own ever since I came here to Canada, and I'm blessed. Took me a little while to understand Rashi till I started reading the Chumash. Once I got a better understanding how to read the Chumash, I started reading Rashi, and I started really understanding really quick. So I'm very blessed for that. Like I said, you can get all these on rscroll.com. I'll put the link down in the description. And once you start getting in the rhythm of reading the commentaries and knowing what the scripture actually mean, you can start owning other books. And this is when I started buying so many books. It's just amazing. You got the Benish Kai right here. You got Shanit Lacote. You start owning a lot of books because the commentary is just amazing from the sages. Barbanel. The Midrash says. So I just want to give this video on what top 3 books you should own when studying the Torah. Every time we study the Torah, every time we study, we are keeping the commandments, because the commandments have a spiritual message that it apply to our life, and it also brings us closer to God. And I'm very blessed to own these books. I never owned any of these books when I was back in New York, and when I came here to Canada, I just fell in love. So Ecclesiastic 12:13, fear of God, keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. This is your duty, this is your purpose, this is your goal. It's the reason why you're here, to fear God and keep his commandments. I will come out with another video on how to keep the commandments, so stay tuned for that. And thank you so much for tuning into my channel and my video. Stay tuned, I have another video coming up. Shalom.